Guys, the only way I could get these photographs off my iPhone 6 was to take the photographs with my camera against its own self. Now that was, see that face? That's when I heard that voice to say, I'm gonna kill you. You're a dead man. Well, I'm not. Well, there's my Uncle George. My Aunt Simone is behind him, and that lady that's kind of peeking around the edge, that was that black lady that I told you about that was helping Uncle George. I forgot her name now. Oops. Take a look at that. Now that's that a beautiful picture of Aunt Simone kissing her husband. Man, I tell you, that was like heaven on earth for those two. That's what she, oh, don't go ape shit. What does it tell you? April 16th. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, it does. Isn't that something? I know the camera's a little squirrely because it's against the iPhone 16 screen, but look at that, isn't that amazing? So I wouldn't say it was a total loss. Uncle George was growing granddaddy purple in his backyard because in California he had a medical card. He could do that legally. I didn't know that. There's the V. There's Aunt Simone's flags for the LOVE. Remember I told you? Well, I said I wrote I love you. Well, I didn't. I wrote love, LOVE. That was from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. There's Uncle George and Aunt Simone in Thailand riding an elephant. Believe it or not. But that's the truth. Obviously. There I was calling Andy McDonald from Aunt Simone. Oh no, I guess I wasn't. That's the only phone I had back in the day. It was a track phone. Still got some bitch too. I don't know if it would work. But I told you, there's no whiskers and no hairs. It's fucking El Baldo. But that was at Aunt Simone's house in Vacaville. There was me and Jake on Uncle George's back porch in Fairfield. And there's the Filipino woman. I can't think of her name, but she's trying to explain ratifications to Uncle George and Aunt Simone, and Aunt Simone doesn't even begin to look at all happy with her. She was not one to really, she was, well, you can take a look, man. She was tougher than rock, and Uncle George was doing his best to understand the legal ramifications of the whole operation. And then here is the whole shooting match. That's all out of focus, unfortunately. Not a very good picture. But that was me and the little Filipino woman who was, legal expert of some type. And then the nice black lady and Aunt Simone and Uncle George. Now, let's see what else we got there. We had another picture or two. And there was little Ricky just before he got ejected out of the house. He was the little kid that took the picture of the ghost. As a matter of fact, that was Uncle George's kitchen with Italian marble on the floor. It had been well abused. He had more of his little clonaroonies. There's Aunt Simone with Mitzi. That was her name, little Mitzi. And Aunt Simone wasn't, I didn't think she would be kind to the animal, but she was, and little Mitzi loved her. And there's the back of Aunt Simone's house with love written in the grass. And yeah, there it is. There's a real good picture of it. LOVE. Nasty ass lawn, boy, I'll tell you. Yep. Home movies. Yeah, maybe I'll put this up as home movies. Let's see if I can get a little bit nicer view of the two. Isn't that nice? Get it down a little bit. Yeah, he was so happy. He was so happy to get his wife back, even for just a little while. Oh, it's fucking drugs. I told you that he came to negotiate with Aunt Simone. Well, that was it. That was the negotiation, and they worked it out. He was willing to do what necessary, and that was the uniform that I wore. It was a Tiger Stripe Air Force uniform. But obviously not exactly like you would go on the air base where I would still be there and probably got shot, obviously. This was Aunt Simone with what she looked like when she was a young girl. And it was about the time, I guess, when the Nazis killed her parents. And there is the very farmhouse that they killed her parents at in France. Oh, Chihuahua. Imagine that shit. Yep. What a beautiful young girl, huh? Well, not quite. That was not too shabby either. There's old Baldy. Fucking guy. I think I shaved my fucking eyebrows off by accident. What a fucking idiot. Talk about looking like a creepy bastard. I like the whiskers, to be honest with you. I really do. I think they add a lot to my reality here. Yes, back in the day, I had quite a wonderful array of military style weapons. They were not assault weapons because they did not have variable rate. George and his teddy bear. I loved that AK-47. I really did. I used to sleep with that son-bitch. It's fun to go camping with, I'll tell you. You were hoping the fucking coyotes would attack you. I'd have lit them bastards up. There was the whole beautiful, oh man. This was a national match, Polytech. This was a Romanian. There was my Polytech, Chinese made AK-47. There was an AK-74, Bulgarian, and that was my very first one. That was all right. I'm probably going to hear a lot of bullshit about this, but you can stuff it in your ass if you think you're going to say anything to me. But I asked God for an AK-47, and that's the one that came into Tim's gun shop the day after I asked the Lord. And that is a 40-round magazine, double stack. Yeah, that was a nice rifle. Kicked like a fucking mule, it did. Yep, I was a happy camper in those days, and still am. And there is some of the artwork I was doing back in the day, long before I ever thought of AI. I was creating things and putting them in photographs, and that is what kind of camera was that? Multicam. It was just came out in the day, and there was my friend Mark, my oldest friend, and myself dressed in German Flecktime, and that's a K81. That's what they used to guard the Vatican with, and Mark had his what the fuck was that? I can't remember now what it was. It was his rifle though that he has at home, and that what I thought was a very artful picture. That was the elephant ear plants with a couple of candles in them. And there's the ghost right there. That is the original, honest-to-God picture of the ghost at Uncle George's house. Whether that was the little girl that he shot in Vietnam or what the deal, I don't know. But you could see the hands. I mean, come on, give me a break. The kid took that picture with a fucking tablet. It was pointed in the wrong direction. That is exactly what Uncle George's living room looked like. There's another picture of it. But those are on my phone. I can't get them imported onto my computer. They will not transfer for whatever reason. Oh, well. That's a little something. I'll see you guys. Have a good night.